Hello there. I swear to you, it is not a joke, but last night I was in a bar with a developer. And he was telling me, yes, I'm building this stuff, I want multiple people to collaborate on a project, so I am trying YGS, which is a library which makes local copies, and they resolve the sync issues with WebSockets, but it sometimes breaks, and I was like, we don't do that here. What we do instead is a cursor party. So this is going to be the project for today. You see, this is a live website where the cursor of everyone can be seen moving and editing in this direction. I am in the top right, and in the top left is my phone. And you can see how fast, right, this stuff is reacting and moving. So we are going to see how to do that. I wrote a little script to spawn some more friends. They should be coming anytime soon. Yes, here they are. I have a Python script that will spawn Selenium windows, and now there are a lot of us in the cursor party. Everything is running smoothly at 33 FPS with no visible drawbacks. Backend is stereo, frontend is Datastar, and this is today's video. So, if you have no time and you must leave this video, there are two ways to build things with Datastar. If you want information on your backend to React, you can do it either with Redis communication channel, right? I've done this in a lot of my videos already. You have a pub/sub messaging system, something happened, you push an update, you push fresh HTML on the page, and you're done. The other way to do it is real immediate mode. So like a video game, we are going to send the whole HTML on a fixed rate, right? This is why you see 33 FPS, because 33 times per second we are sending the new information of the HTML. By the way, you might think that I am moving my cursor, which is funny looking, but no. If you take a look at the CSS of the body, you will see cursor none. The cursor is hidden. So what you thought was my cursor was actually the position received by my server. And see how little lag this is. So this information is going from Germany back to me. You see that very, very little lag, thanks to notably smoothing it with CSS transitions. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and take a look at the code first. For the code, what we have is obviously a Python application. I import in CKIO because we want to do async code. From our import array, we are going to do some ECS at the end of this video. We import the pack, we import PSUtils, because yes, you can see that my server is handling it very smoothly. 6% of CPU use and memory use of 50%. Most of that is other websites and the DZ remote editor. And then we are going to import stereo. So the Python Datastar framework with some HTML to build it, and run process to have a hot reload. What we are going to do first is a database, which is going to be just a simple dict, and this is for later, is for ECS. We won't mind it for the moment. Let's say the database is just a simple dict, right, of the positions of everyone, and we are still going to need a relay, but it is not going to be a pub/sub relay to pass messages, just tick every second and send messages for everything that needs to refresh. Faker is used to generate the fake names, you can see here that I am Caroline Cook and my cursor is Caroline Cook. And on my phone I can spawn Sherry Barnett if I want. Alright, and if I lock my phone, the cursor disappears, but you will see that it's very easy to do. I reload because I want to hide the cursor again. Okay, so far so good. The refresh rate is here. We are going to refresh every 0.03 second. I can change that to way less. We can go to... Now that's going to be a lot of FPS, right? 1000 FPS. 1000 FPS is alright. But you see the CPU use is jumping. 1000 times per second is not really cool for the server, but let's switch to 100 FPS, and you can see that with 20% of CPU loaded, it is a $5 per month server, right? I am not Nvidia here. I am not really having a server for a video game, but I'm doing the same as a video game, and with Datastar and some nice tricks, you'll see that it will go very, very smoothly. Right? Server stat will be the information for the server that we'll put on the bottom. I now like to write my HTML this way, make a little fragments dictionary where I will put, for example, the head to reuse it later. So in the head, we just have to import Datastar here in the script, and that's all. I import another script, but it's just to make the letter pop. And also for another thing, just to convert coordinates on the page, right? Make the browser work a little. CSS and the favicon, and that's all the JavaScript you need to have a multi-cursor. So the view, well, this is a bit stupid. Alright, I made a view for the index that I will call every time. I will regenerate this HTML every time. For the moment, the state is shared. But let's say that you want to display you instead of Caroline Cook, so you want different HTML to be sent to different people. You can define your HTML, your view, you can call your view every time. Alright, the mousetrap, we are going to talk about that later, but first we start with a simple body and our first data attribute. It's a data on pointer move, which is a standard JavaScript event, right? Which happens every time there's a movement on the screen. And then we say data, so we have the $sign, which means that it is a signal, is equals to FWork event. FWork means front-end work, and it is a function that in my JS file I define like this. Here, Windows.frontendWork is a function which, to an event, will take the X position of the event and the Y position of the event and divide that by the viewport to get the percentage. So this is why it works on a phone as well. You can see on the phone the screen is smaller, but I can still go from one side to the other because everything is in percentage of the screen. Right, so this little conversion, I do it in JavaScript. I make this for-line function. I attach it to the window because I loaded my script as a module, and then I return the list dx dy. And this list will be the signal called data here. Right? Next first is another data attribute on the main data on interval, which usually tick every second if you just call it like that, but we are going to modify it with the duration attribute to be every refresh rate second, right? We are going to try to sync the front end sending new position and the refresh rate of the backend It's not obligatory, but maybe it will make less work. Alright? And so every refresh rate, we are going to send a post request to a special address called mouse, which will update the state on the backend. We'll see that later. Very simple. H1 with a fun function so that we have blinking colors. Span your name is user ID because the view function depends on user ID. As you see here. We put the server stats here. We have the JSON signals. I can uncomment it to show you data. So here you see the data attribute, right? Updating in real time. So this is updated by the JavaScript on the page, but every 10 milliseconds it will be sent to the backend for refresh. Right, perfect. We have the refresh rate here. So here I put kind of a lie, because when I put 100 FPS, this is the FPS that the server is supposed to send, right? It is not your real FPS. Maybe you missed some packets, maybe you are lagging behind. So one will need to write a web component with the timing at which the frame arrives and do a min of it. I don't know that. It's a simple explanation here to make you understand how multiple cursors work, right? And for the settings, we have little setting wheels, and then mousetrap is where all the cursors will live, but we'll see that later. Right? When someone logs in the index, what we do is we assign a cookie to them and we send them an empty shell. So this is sending a cookie to them. So we have a name for them. The name Caroline Cook, what you see here. Then we put it on the database at position 00. If someone logs in, they're at 00. And we send an empty HTML shell with the head so that Datastar can start to work, and the data in it, we're gonna get the index CQRS. Lot of comments. If I don't package it, problem. The CQRS is very simple. We just subscribe to a channel called refresh, which is going to tick every 10 milliseconds, and then we get the new index view here, and we patch it. So this is what I said by the fact that we don't have to call index view every time, right? Index view could be a global object that could be sent. But hey, who knows what you want, because we are going to do this together. Right, we get the user ID. If it's not in the database, we put it here, and then we have this nice stereo wrapper function, but async.io can handle it as well. But w.alive will mean we run in this loop while the user is connected, and if the user tabs out or closes the window, we exit the loop. And once we exit the loop, it's a bit aggressive, but it's very simple to just push everyone back, so we delayed the entry in our database that way. The last route that we had was the mouse, where I use await context signals to get back my signal, get back the value of the position of the cursor. If I had a value and it's corresponding to a user ID I know, I update it in my database. Simple as that. Database user ID equals txty. And at the end I send an empty response, just like, okay, got you man, noticed. In the next 10 milliseconds you are going to receive new state. Settings is not very important, so it's time we go to the mousetrap finally, where all the mouse live. I put it here in my index view, and the way it is defined is very simple. We use the fact that we generate HTML in Python to its full extent, right? We are using 4 user ID and position in my database. I will put a div here with the class cursor AI, and to move the position I use style translate position 0, so it's going to be a DX. I'm using viewport with the more modern way with CSS is to use dynamic container inline DQA, and the same here, dynamic content blank CI or CB QB. Did I break everything? Yes. No, it's a C, right? No, this is web coding. Right, let's stay with WH. Oh wow, lot of cancelled requests here. 100 FPS means that a lot of requests will be cancelled. Yeah, it's a bit too much. Because the browser doesn't even have the time to send the request correctly packaged. So I think 003 works better, and you can see all the mouse events. The browser has time to do them. But this can be adjusted for every user that you have. Later we are going to simulate bad network connection or bad CPU, and you can easily adapt to that, which I think is really nice once you control your backend. Back to the mousetrap, it's simply a div. It's simply a div, and all the cursor are going to be absolutely positioned and using style translate. So this is one more trick that I got from anim.js, a fantastic animation library. The other trick is using a CSS smoothing, right? We are going to smooth the transition between positions with style transition translate. I think the best thing is to do twice the refresh rate, so which is nice. You see the CSS is adapting. Usually to have a smooth movement, you want the transition to last at least twice the refresh rate. And ease out so that it responds quickly, and then it takes some time to land. But it's important that it responds quickly, right? Don't put ease in when you are trying to mimic a cursor. And that's pretty much it, right? Settings, I don't want to talk about it. Code, what is code? I don't want to talk about it, it is for later. The way I display, yes, the last stuff that you need is the tick rate. So the tick rate is like these 4 lines. You define a function which takes the refresh rate, and while true, you publish an empty message to refresh, but this will mean everybody listening on refresh wake up and work, and then you wait for the refresh rate. So 4 lines is all you need to have a loop running, a tick running. This, if you're interested, is a little bit of code where you can use psutil in Python to get information about your server, because I'm trying to monitor if my server is not burning. It is a very small server, and we are running the same loop as Call of Duty, so it's important to monitor a bit. And in the main function, we are going to create this task. I clear the database on every refresh, and I create the task refresh. I create the task what's up my server, are you holding on? And then I serve my Stereo application. Alright, so basically 3 routes and 1 function is all you need. one function for the refresh rate, 3 routes, one to load initially, one to have a SSE stream sending the new state, and the third one to get back information, a post route to get back information. So this is all you need to have a cursor party. And I think it's quite fun. Let's take a look at the CSS maybe. Let's change the colors. I had other colors before. Let's see. I like these colors better. Yay! Cursor party. CSS, what do we have? Do we have something interesting? No, I already said that the cursor was not the cursor, right? Cursor is none. And yes, cursor AI have you can change the cursor that way. If you want to change what the cursor looks like in CSS, it accepts a URL. Don't forget to put auto for the fallback, right? Overflow hidden is nice. Word break, breakable. Cursor AI, position fixed, but I'm sure you guessed that. And FPS, position fixed. I use a lot of position fixed when I do apps like that, instead of trying to think everything as terms of flexbox and stuff. I think of it in layers and fix stuff. Like I would always want my stuff to be in the top left corner, like an HUD to play video games, right? Like Metroid Prime 4 was not that good. A bit sad. Let's not think about it too much. Server, blah, view transition doesn't. And all of that is not interesting CSS. So that's all there is to it, right? With Python, you just write 3 routes, and we have a working multi-cursor application. I want to spawn some friends to finish. And I will end up with more considerations. So doing this is very easy. What's the next step? I think the first one is compression, right? Obviously you are going to send your position dozens of times a second. You need to use compression to not send too much data. With Broadly or with the TSD, this is very effective. I'm still trying to investigate it. In Stereo, the compression is not fully baked. I mean, it's baked in, but I don't know how to twist it yet, right? Try to play with your compression window, what you send, try to get into the weeds of compression, go read Anders' article. Obviously, it's a right one. And the second thing is, well, you are using Python, so try to be as smart as possible and do ECS. And well, I think it's a nice use case to start learning ECS. What I mean by that is just using arrays to store the number of people, right? And to store the positions. So we take 10 people max, and we have 2 arrays of 10 values each, X, Y. We can also put the user ID, I guess. The base ID. And we can track that as then with a dict of user ID to slots, because we don't want to store complex cryptographic tokens in an array. That's not what it's for. And then every second we are going to iterate over these arrays. They will fit nicely into the RAM bus, and It's a very fun project. I encourage you to try it out. I'm sure you'll learn a lot of things. I don't even want to know how Microsoft does this on Word, right? But you can add all the features you want, like XS typing. I want to add custom cursors and stuff like that. So if you have any idea for a feature, tell me in the comments, and we'll try to implement it on stream. Let's see what I did already. Why you render every time, bro? This was stupid. The name is done. The fat morph, we did that. Compression is still a little bit hard to figure out. Animate first trigger. Yes, this is important because I animate the letters of cursor party with JavaScript. Once I send this h1, let's see, index CQRS, index view. Where's my index view? Yeah, I put a data ignore morph on it, right? Data init calls the fun function, which you're going to be seeing here as just calling animate.js to make some colors on the letters. But after that, you can slap a data ignore morph to not trigger it every time. Right, once it's moving, it's moving. But if you want to sync the colors of the letters, right, somebody can click a letter to make it a different color, for example. That's another, you will do something else. PSUtil, I did that. Selenium to simulate different users. I can test 100 users, but 10 users runs fine. 100 users is a bit too much for this seat, so I'm hoping that with ECS and smarter compression I will get there. You are here. A maximum number of persons, multiple cursors to choose from, make a web component for the FPS, maybe video here. Nope, you are there on the video. Draggable letters, sandbox, why not? Let's be crazy. And that's all for me. A few last words, but I hope that you enjoy your video. For me, this is the start of Serimania, which is an international series competition where series show their first episode before Netflix, before Amazon Prime, before anyone else. They are the actors and the producer who are here. The series are coming from all over the world. It's fantastic. So in the next 10 days or so, I won't be streaming. But after that, I'll stream a lot. I promise. If you're interested in this, let me know as well. I will link you to my live journaling of this. And I hope everyone is fine. I hope everyone is okay. Last video was a try to be a joke, a try on comedy, but I have a feeling it didn't hit too well. And that's life. Sometimes doesn't work. You have to keep trying. I had a lot of fun making it, at least. And yeah, on stream in 2 weeks, something like that. I stream a lot. In the meantime, stay safe, take care. Build your own multi-cursor and pay a visit, alright? Come say hi. See ya.